He was no one, no name, no history, just a man thrown into the dust. They didn't write about him, no scrolls, no statues. But when the gates opened, he stepped into the arena with nothing left to lose. And what he left behind was more than blood. He left a story the world was never meant to hear, until now. I wasn't born a warrior, I was born a prisoner. But even in chains, I felt something stir inside me, a fire, a silent voice whispering, "You're more than this." They took my name, my past, my future. All I had left was the fight. I didn't choose the arena. The arena chose me. Every time the gates opened, I died a little more, but I also lived. With every strike, every scream, every breath drawn in blood, I carved out a new identity, not to be remembered. But to prove that even a nameless man can become a legend, not for fame, not for glory, but for freedom. They trained us like beasts, not to think, only to strike. Every blow I took made me harder. Every fall taught me to rise again. We weren't soldiers, we were weapons, sharpened by pain, forged by humiliation. But inside me, the fire never died. I wasn't fighting to entertain. I was fighting to survive. The day came when they called my name, or what was left of it. I stepped into the sand, bare-chested, blood still fresh from the last training. The crowd roared, but I couldn't hear them. I only heard my breath. and the beat of my heart. This wasn't just a fight, it was a sentence, and I was ready to break it. Some of us fought for glory, some for gold. I fought to stay human. Each battle took something from me, a memory, a smile, a piece of the man I used to be. I killed to survive, but every time I did, I died a little inside. And yet, I never begged for mercy, because in that sand, mercy was a weakness, and weakness meant death. There were days I didn't know who I was anymore. Not a man, not a beast, just a shadow, kept alive by pain and instinct. But the others started looking at me differently. They didn't say my name. They didn't need to. They started calling me the one who won, the one who wouldn't fall. Not a hero, not a king, just a nameless soul refusing to be forgotten. They threw beasts at us, men twice our size, chains, fire, iron. But nothing was worse than the silence after the fight. That moment when you're still breathing, but surrounded by bodies that are not. I used to wonder if I was the villain, if every step I took toward freedom was built on the bones of someone else's hope. But in here, survival is the only truth. The last fight wasn't the bloodiest, it wasn't the hardest, but it was the one where I knew everything would change. I didn't hear the crowd, I didn't feel the pain, only my heart and the weight of every soul I carried. He fell before me, the sand drank his silence, and for the first time, the Emperor stood. He raised his hand, and in that instant, the arena froze. No cheers, no horns, just the sound of breath. And then he spoke. Let him go. Just like that, I was free. But freedom wasn't the end. It was the beginning of the story others would tell. They never knew my name, but they remembered how I stood, how I fought, and how I never bowed. They asked who I was, but I never answered, because it wasn't my name that mattered, it was what I endured, what I fought for, what I refused to let die inside me. I walked away from the arena, not as a hero, not as a king, but as a man who turned silence into memory. He had no name, but he became a legend. If his story moved you, then honor it. Not with flowers, not with silence, but with action, like, comment, subscribe. Because legends only live on when someone chooses to remember them.